Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of The Source. NFL Week 3, Titans at Browns in Cleveland. Cleveland laying 3.5 points here, total down at 39.5. Let's do it.
Welcome to The Source. The Source. Source. Hey, get the Source.
So everyone's on Tennessee here. The Titans are a crazy public dog. Line does drop down to 3 for a little bit on Wednesday, but it's back up to 3.5 now. Public's still heavy on the Titans. So when taking a look at this game, obviously the first question needs to be, what does this Browns offense look like without Nick Chubb? I mean, he's been the focal point of that offense for, 5-6 years now? He's the only running back in NFL history to average 5 yards per carry or more in each of his 5 seasons. And Cleveland's offensive game plan every single week for about 5 years has been get the ball to Chubb. Before getting hurt on Monday night, Chubb was cruising along business as usual, 9 carries, 59 yards, 6.5 yards per carry. Then he gets hurt. The Browns score a touchdown, I think the play after he got hurt. And then right after that, the Cleveland Browns net just 3 total yards in their next 10 plays combined. They finished the half going 0-4 on third down. There was a bright spot though. Jerome Ford pulls a 70-yard touchdown run out of his ass on a cutback broken play. That was nice. He finished the game with 16 carries, 106 yards on the ground. We really can't put the Cleveland loss solely on Nick Chubb going down. Deshaun Watson needs to take some of the blame there. And also the Steelers defense deserves some credit as well. The Steelers offense had a total of -7 yards in the fourth quarter. -7 yards. And still managed to come from behind to win. That's how much Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland offense choked this one away. And that's another reality that this Browns team needs to deal with. I mean, not only is Nick Chubb out for the season, but Deshaun Watson is not looking like the guy they mortgaged their entire future on. He was just 22 of 40, 235 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 1 fumble. He did put together 2 touchdown drives, but he also gave 2 touchdowns to the Steelers defense. We do need to cut him a bit of slack, though. He was getting absolutely swarmed by the Steelers pass rush. He was sacked 6 times in the game, and he's been constantly under pressure this season. Hopefully this isn't becoming a pattern, because that's back-to-back games now where Watson hasn't had any time to operate in the pocket. On the season, he's been pressured 29 times and sacked 9 times in Cleveland's 2 games. That's 24th in adjusted sack rate, 29th in pressure rate. Keep in mind, Browns are also without their starting right tackle Jack Conklin. He's out for the season as well. Jedrick Wills Jr. is starting in that spot, and check this out. In that Steelers game, 31% of the pressure that was put on Deshaun Watson in that game came from Jedrick Wills. So that's a problem. But we can't just use the offensive line as a scapegoat for Deshaun Watson because he's completing just 55.1% of his passes. Pro Football Focus has him at 27.6 off-target throws. That's 31st and 32nd in the NFL. Watson is averaging -0.44 EPA per dropback. That's second worst in the NFL. Even Justin Fields and Zach Wilson are higher. Only Kenny Pickett has a worse EPA per dropback this year. So yeah, safe to say the offensive line does need to improve, but so does Deshaun Watson. And things aren't going to get any easier for this Browns offense because the Tennessee run defense is basically a freight train. They were number 1 in the NFL against the run last year. They're rated number 2 against the run so far this year. At home, without Nick Chubb, against the Titans, run game might not be there. It's time. I mean, Deshaun Watson needs to show up right now. And the Titans secondary is definitely that team's weakness. They were elite against the run, terrible against the pass last year. Now, they are showing some signs of improving in that department. Look at the pressure that Tennessee's creating without sending any extra pass rushers. They're 8th in sack percentage, 14th in pressure rate, but just 31st in blitz rate. So the secondary is definitely still the weakness in Tennessee, but the pass rush is improving. On the other side of the ball, we really need to figure out which Ryan Tannehill is going to show up because Week 1, Ryan Tannehill was one of the worst things I've ever seen. He basically handed the Saints a win. Week 2, Tannehill? He was actually extremely efficient. I think it was like 20 of 24. There's a problem, though. This Cleveland Browns defense looks terrifying. And the Tennessee Titans run game is not where they want it to be at all. Week 1 was understandable. They're on the road in New Orleans. It's week 1. Dennis Allen's defense is always tough against the run. Not an easy spot for the run game. But to average less than 4 yards a carry at home against the Chargers, that's when you start asking questions. Especially because this year's Cleveland defense looks great against the run. Last year, the Browns were terrible against the run. They were bottom 5 in basically every category. But keep in mind, the Browns defense, especially linebacking core, was decimated with injuries last year. All 3 of their linebackers missed significant time last year. Now, they're healthy for the most part. They've also added a couple pieces to that defensive front. Cleveland made addressing the defensive front seven a priority this offseason, and it's delivering right away. Oddly enough, the Titans offense is kind of struggling with the same thing Cleveland's offense is struggling with. Inconsistent quarterback play for one, but two, Tannehill's been sacked 8 times, 26th in the NFL. They're also 22nd in pressure rate. They're really struggling to protect Ryan Tannehill, same as Cleveland struggling to protect Watson. And that's bad in this matchup because in case you're unfamiliar with the Cleveland Browns defense, the pass rush is insanely good. Myles Garrett, when he's on, is the best defensive player in the NFL. Maybe not consistently, but when he's having one of his games, I mean, he's literally unstoppable. Cleveland is 3rd in yards per pass attempt allowed, 2nd in pass defense DVOA. This is going to be a problem. Tannehill's in for one here. This total's low for a reason. Both of these offenses on paper should struggle against the opposing defense. I would assume a lot of the public's coming in on the under. I haven't even checked that out yet. As far as when I'm betting, I know people are going to hate this one, but I am laying the 3.5. I'm laying it with Cleveland. Browns minus 3.5. I don't know how the Titans are going to move the ball in this game, honestly. I could see a Browns defensive touchdown in here somewhere. Everyone's betting the Titans. Extremely heavy public dog. Line still moves from 3 to 3.5. Give me the dog pound. Cleveland minus 3.5. Let's go. If you want my top bets, parlays of the day, if you want to join the Discord, or you want to get in the NFL against the spread competition, I do a giveaway every week. Head over to KyleKirms.com. The information's right there on the homepage. NFL Week 3, another football Sunday is here. Remember to bet responsibly, and I'll talk to you in the Discord.